Hey there, crypto traders. So lots of people learning about oil over the last few days, certainly grabbing the headlines. Bitcoin right now, most names that we're about to look at are looking for daily higher lows. So we are looking at the low of Bitcoin's consolidation, 64.56, and the bulls must hold that level for a daily higher low to form. Reminder that anytime we see a bull move coming off of a low, we can't get too excited, and our anti-FOMO is the fact that we have not changed the trend yet. So we had the daily uptrend, change into a daily downtrend, big old bounce, absolutely, but no confirmed daily uptrend from there. So what we need for a daily higher low to be established is a 4-hour trend change. Right now, we are trading sideways. Low of this pullback, high of the bounce is 69.25, and we are currently within that pretty much a $200 range. Inside bar just formed, inside bar currently forming again, just getting very tight. If it breaks bullish, that will increase the odds that our daily higher low has been set. And if it breaks bearish, we're looking right back at 64.56, and the 4-hour RSI, which was approaching oversold, will no longer be oversold. I was keeping an eye on that because if we had dropped down, it would have been a nice bottom fish with 4-hour oversold conditions, but the bounce took place before that RSI level was oversold. So now just patiently watching. There are starting to be some early indications for the potential of the market setting weekly lower highs. We will need more bear follow through, but oil is scaring a lot of people, and we're seeing probably the weakest day we've seen in the S&P 500 in a couple weeks in response to that. So what happens to Bitcoin if the S&P 500 starts its weekly consolidation? In my opinion, that means we're going to consolidate further. We've seen enough correlation with Bitcoin and the S&P 500, and that's still sticking around enough that I would not want to be long Bitcoin while the market is pulling back personally. So that's the key level, 64.56. And if it breaks, weekly consolidation underway, and we look for a weekly higher low compared to 38.58 as we struggle at the weekly exponential resistance. We know the zoom out game. We played on the 15-minute, hourly, 4-hour. We very rarely played on the weekly time frame, but here we are watching weekly exponential resistance and struggling at that resistance level. The dominance chart for Bitcoin, a little bit of a bounce here, but we will just be looking for a daily lower high. Anything under 65.53 keeps that daily downtrend intact, which tells us that the altcoins still have strength compared to Bitcoin, maybe not in the last 2 days, but overall it is a daily downtrend that we are keeping an eye on. ETH/USD, much stronger in the sense that we broke to a higher high, and we're still looking for the daily higher low. Exponential daily support is being back tested, and anything above 148 will be a daily higher low. So we can drop another 10% plus and still be holding that support level, whereas Bitcoin right now, if we drop down 5%, we are going to be a little bit more than that. We need about 6-7% to get to our low of consolidation in the 6400s. So the Ethereum bulls have a bit more space to work with. It's still a daily chart on ETH/BTC. Bulls need a 4-hour trend change back in their favor. We just failed, but we need a 4-hour trend change back in favor of the bulls for a daily higher low to be set, keeping this uptrend alive and keeping ETH stronger than Bitcoin as long as that daily uptrend is intact. LTC, so also looking for a daily higher low compared to the consolidation low of $38. Inside bar currently forming, tightening sideways 4-hour range. And even if we do form a daily higher low and start to bounce, we'll be looking at the potential of a daily lower high forming on these names. Even Bitcoin, let's say we bounce from here, we would need to see over 5% if we were going to get a bull break to a higher high. So it is possible that we just see a tightening daily range even if the higher low has been found. But first things first, the bulls have to find that daily higher low, and we haven't done so yet. XRP/USD, also looking for the daily higher low, also an inside bar. Key support is 17.3, higher low trying to form at 17.8, and a tightening 4-hour sideways range. Little bit more bounce follow through here than we're seeing on Bitcoin, so I know it's a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, but not by much. BNB, daily uptrend very clearly intact. So again, we can distinguish who went to higher highs on the daily as stronger names and who did not. Bitcoin did not, LTC did not, ETH did, BNB did, XRP did not. So So BNB, anything above 1411 is a daily higher low. 4-hour time frame, we did just drop to a lower low with no bear follow through. We're watching the 4-hour downtrend as the bulls try and set a daily higher low to maintain the uptrend. Link, another one of the lead bulls, holding daily 12-period exponential support and looking for a daily higher low, anything above 297. Tight 4-hour range here as well. Need that trend change with a higher low and higher high for the daily higher low to try and be set. XTZ also saw a bull break to higher highs. It is also looking for a daily higher low and also testing exponential support right now. Sideways on the 4-hour, daily inside bar, but definitely one of our stronger names, still clearly in an uptrend and having broken to higher highs. BCH-USD, looking for the daily higher low. We did not see a higher high here on the daily chart, so it's one of our weaker names. 4-hour, sideways, tight channel. And BSV, daily higher low 172. We're at the low of consolidation. It's one of the weakest names short term here, as we're not down near the low, and nobody that we looked at is at their low of current consolidation. So it's all about 172, and if that level breaks, weekly consolidation will clearly be underway at that point. So if I had to rank names, who's stronger, who's weaker, the names that have broken to daily higher highs, XTZ, Link, and BNB on this list easily stand out as stronger names on the daily time frame. That being said, if we see bear breaks on Bitcoin, we're not going to anticipate these names are going to be able to keep their daily uptrends. But as far as the weekly time frames and where we stand, they are stronger at this point. Everybody else is weaker. Actually, nope, ETH is over here as well. Forgot good old ETH. So otherwise, everybody else is weaker. Daily uptrends on watch for the stronger names. Daily higher lows attempting on the weaker names, but we can't say that the weaker names are in daily uptrends because we have not seen a clear higher low and higher high be the result of the daily bounce. A lot of work still to go for those bulls to pull that off. So that's where we stand overall, and a good time as we're seeing sideways trading to be learning about oil and learning about different markets and potentially different opportunities. But the main takeaway for oil is this is a learning opportunity, not an opportunity to be risking your capital unless you know exactly what's going on with oil and you're very comfortable with the fundamentals of this once-in-a-lifetime situation. Well, it may happen again. Hasn't happened in a while, hasn't happened ever. I don't know. It's been a long time. It's unusual. We will remember these days in oil decades into the future. Have a good rest of your day. Do good things, and we'll see you soon. So all this green aquatic plant that looks like a carpet is an invasive species called parrot feather. So I ordered some waders, and it's going to be an interesting task to try and pull that up. And I'll just compost it and use it in the garden beds next year because there's a whole bunch of plant material that's going to come out. This side's not as bad. Probably focus on this side, but it just strangles everything out and the frogs can't get to the sides of the pond and the ducks can't swim in here, so I'm gonna put on some waders and dig up plants and muck for a few days. So I made an observation about the incredible design of the parrot feather while I was pulling it out. But the way the leaves are designed by nature is as they go under the water, they trap air and it pulls them back to the surface when they go underwater. So you can see there how the leaves are forming a little air pocket. And it comes right back to the surface, and when it goes under, traps the air, pulls the little air bubbles in the leaves, and rises to the top. Pretty impressive by Mother Nature.